hospital-style king snake setup. It works. It's pretty darn plain Jane, but he's got something to drink, he's got things to climb on, he's got a place to hide where it's warm and where it's not so warm. But that's kind of lame. It does give them what they need, but it's not the most enriching, nor is it very aesthetically pleasing. This is a bioactive enclosure. The snake poops, the isopods and the substrate eat the poop, the springtails eat that poop, the bacteria eats that poop, and the plants eat that poop. It's a whole life cycle, so when balanced properly with the appropriate substrate and the appropriate animal, you don't really have to do a lot of change out on your dirt, just spot cleaning. Much more enriching for the animal, much more aesthetically pleasing, and to some degree, self-cleaning. Now, it's one thing to do that in a tropical or semi-tropical environment, but it's a lot harder to do in an arid environment where bugs and plants don't like to live as much. Sometimes you have to make little compromises, like in Mr. Little, the Herman's tortoise enclosure here. Plants won't live because he's going to eat them. But we still have little, well, not under there apparently. We still have little beetles that help break down the food that he spills. Now, this isn't a complete nitrogen cycle, but it's a start. It helps keep things a little tidier. So what I can do is once a month I seed this with some grass seed. All the grass grows in, pulls all of that nitrogen out of the dirt, and then he eats the grass. And rinse and repeat. It's not a fully autonomous bioactive, but it is a start. But not every reptile eats plants. Like our Ackie monitor. This is also a fully bioactive enclosure, and here we have orange springtails, Porcellio-scaber isopods, them little beetly dudes we were just talking about, mealworms, superworms, crickets, and a host of other little critters that are helping break down this waste. And since these guys don't eat their plants, these plants remain alive. The downside with the Ackie monitors is that they dig and tunnel through the dirt, which uproots all of their plants. But some animals make really good candidates for arid bioactive enclosures. Leopard geckos are a little bit less intrusive than Ackie monitors. Now, like the Ackie monitors, they will eat your cleanup crew, so you want to make sure you're keeping things stocked up. But this is a tank for a little viper gecko. These guys stay itty-bitty, they only get about 4 inches long, and they're not very destructive. So you can set up a nice arid bioactive. They have such a low waste load that it's easy for the cleanup crew to keep up with, and you wind up with your full nitrogen cycle. Niccolo Machiavelli is humping his friend. He struggles with social cues.